Hey everybody, good evening. I'm jumping on a lot later than I thought I would be, so if you're jumping on with me, glad to see I'm not the only crazy person still awake. We've had a lot of schedule rearrangements today, so we're gonna jump right in it, and hopefully all your kids are in bed. Mine are still fighting to get to bed, but Daddy's home now, so hopefully we will all be headed to bed soon. So, gut health. Let's talk a little bit about gut health real fast. What is it? Why is gut health important? How do you help? How do you improve your gut health? So that's kind of the basic outline. First of all, gut health. Simply put, it is the health of your digestive tract. It's the overall balance, how your gut is interacting, and how healthy it is, really. In the ideal, perfect world, our gut would break down food perfectly, absorb it to its maximum potential, which then feeds our body. How do you know if your gut is not working the way it's supposed to be? Some common signs that a lot of people have of that their digestive system is out of balance include gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, skin irritants, and irritations. Some autoimmune conditions are actually found in the gut or originate from the gut. Food intolerances, allergies, environmental and food, both. Sleep disturbances, constant fatigue, and unintentional weight changes. These are, a lot of times people don't realize that they're tied in with a gut. Gas, everybody has gas, right, occasionally? If you have excessive gas, it's actually your gut. Your gas shouldn't stink too bad. Your gut's probably out of whack. Constipation, diarrhea, those are obvious. There's something wrong with the gut, that's why it's not working. That's why it's not flushing out. Skin irritations are one that I did not know about to begin with. This is one that has taken a lot of learning for me, but it's one I've started to notice the most. When my gut's out of balance, it does actually start to show up on my skin, especially on my face. That's a lot of this and this up here. So I've been working on my gut lately and my stress levels to try and heal actually my skin out more than anything. Why? Why is it important to take care of our gut, besides what we already talked about? Well, the biggest reason, especially heading into fall here and winter, is that about 70% of your immune system is actually in your gut. That means that the front line of your immune system is your gut. It is the first responder, it's the first defender of most pathogens that enter our body, go through our gut. It is part of why our gut is designed the way it is, so it takes care of and eliminates a lot of those pathogens before they ever become a problem, really. Hippocrates said years and years ago that all diseases begin in the gut. A lot of people seem to have forgotten that. We'll just let that rest there. I could talk forever about this, so I'm trying to make this short for you guys. So, gut health. In general, every gut has bacteria. Some guts have more bacteria than others, like ruminants, cattle, sheep. They have more bacteria in their gut than there are people in this world. Our gut actually has between 300 and 500 different living species of bacteria that just hang out there. But don't worry, they're good bacteria. They actually help break down our food, especially in our colon. So the colon is kind of where the stuff that didn't get broke down all the way through, a lot of your fiber stuff winds up in the colon. That bacteria actually helps break it down. Otherwise we can't Like, we don't have the proper enzymes and mechanisms in our gut to break down food and a lot of fiber. That's also why ruminants have so many bacteria, because they don't have the mechanisms to break down the food either. But the bacteria do. And on that note, actually, it's very interesting that the more I study human nutrition, just through my own research, how similar the nutrition patterns are between humans and animals. In school, we were always taught to feed the gut first, feed the bacteria. Take care of the gut, take care of the bacteria, because that in turn feeds the animal. Humans aren't that different. We just don't have as many bacteria to feed first. But we still have to take care of our gut. What are some simple ways that you can increase your gut health? Number one, decrease your sugar, especially the sugars and sweeteners, and the highly processed foods. Those are very hard on our gut. I'm just checking my notes as we go here to make sure I get everything. What this does in the body is it actually upsets the gut balance. It feeds the yeast in our body, which leads to more sugar cravings, that increases inflammation in our body. Sugar also decreases our immune response. It fights our immune system instead of boosting it. Second of all, lower your stress levels. I know this is hard. I have been living in a very stressful year. But you have to find ways to manage it. Whether that is taking one day a week where you just physically make yourself stop, relax, go for a run, go for a ride, do yoga, whatever makes your body stop and relax and get weight off your chest and just stop thinking about everything that could go wrong. Find some place to unwind and relax. It is very important. The third and the fourth, we've actually talked about before, so I'm not going to touch on them too much. I'll link those articles actually below here, so that you can go and read them back later. But getting enough sleep, and not just quantity, the right amount of sleep, but getting the right quality of sleep. If you sleep 12 hours a day, but it's not good restful sleep, you've done yourself really no good. So you can actually go on less sleep if it's actually good quality sleep. And the quality is the huge factor. The fourth is actually drink enough water. Our body runs on water. Like, there's a reason it's the most important nutrient in any animal or any species, is you gotta have water. These two things combined not only help your gut health, they help your overall body health. Your mental, your emotional, these two things combined, getting the right amount, right quality and amount of sleep, and drinking enough water are the two biggest factors you can do to impact your overall health. Fifth is to feed the good bacteria. Yes, you have bacteria in you. It's okay. They don't harm you, really, unless they get out of where they're not supposed to be. When bacteria leave their designated spots, that's when they start to wreak havoc and start to cause trouble. Yeast is a big one like this. It's fine when it's kept in balance and in check in the gut, but if it gets outside of that, it can cause a lot of issues. So, how do you feed the good bacteria? Start taking a prebiotic or a probiotic, either one. A prebiotic simply feeds the bacteria, the good bacteria, and gives them what they need to stay healthy, to keep feeding you, basically. A probiotic basically just replenishes the bacteria in your gut. There are good sources of this, like fermented foods is actually a really good one. Sauerkraut, kimchi is one that I just learned not too long ago. Kombucha is actually a drink, but it is also really good for your gut. in just a probiotic. You can also get different probiotics. If you're going to choose to purchase a probiotic pill, they make those. Make sure it's of good quality, is actually readily absorbable. If you want help finding one, I can help you. Sixth, cleanse the gut. This one is one people really don't like to talk about because it's not a lot of fun, but it's not as bad as it sounds, really. It is recommended to actually cleanse your gut about once a year. A lot of stuff actually builds up in your gut and in your colon specifically. So your colon is where all of the undigested food gets stored until you take a poop. And a lot of times stuff can start getting backed up there because, newsflash, a lot of times we don't go to the bathroom as often as we should. So it is important to help clean that junk out. I recommend and try to do a cleanse at least once a fall. I'm honestly waiting for harvest to get done, so I'm not going absolutely crazy. And then I'll do a cleanse probably right before the holidays. The first time I actually did this, I was really skeptical, I'll be honest. My friends told me all about it, like, you should really do this. I'm like, yeah, whatever, that does not sound fun. It really wasn't that bad. I was almost a year postpartum with my daughter. I didn't think I had a lot of issues, I'll be honest. I went to the restroom regularly. I didn't have food intolerances. I had occasional seasonal allergies, but that had just started popping up. And yeah, I had some I had abdominal pain, but that was more related to my birth of my daughter. That still hadn't gotten resolved. I knew the area it was in was near my colon, but I was going to regular. The doctor said there was nothing wrong. So, what good is it going to do me, right? Well, I knew I was off. I had not felt like myself. I was tired of the pain. I started looking for answers. So I went and did it myself. In typical me fashion. But I went and did the colon cleanse because basically I was done with whatever this normal was. I didn't like normal. I was tired of the normal and I was ready for optimal. And that's really how a lot of my health journey path started, was getting tired of the normal and decided to chase the optimal instead. Post cleanse, so I did the full cleanse. I actually started with the colon cleanse and then went to a couple other cleanses in there. And ended on a master cleanse, really. So if you want, there's a book, Inner Transformations is the one I followed. I can link that below here as well, so you can find that book. But post-cleanse, I really didn't realize how off I was and how much my gut was holding and controlling. I really didn't gain a whole lot of weight with my first one. I lost it all fairly quickly because it was fluid, but there was a few of those pounds that would not come off. I lost them, during the cleanse. They were just gone. Yeah, I was holding that much poop, apparently. I had random bloating spouts that I didn't realize I was having, because my whole abdomen was just hurting from scar pain. But the bloating, I noticed shortly afterwards, that bloating in my gut was back to flat, where it should be. And now I notice, when I get into food that I shouldn't be into, my gut will start to bloat. And I notice it now. Whereas before I was just, whatever. It's whatever. The most interesting one that I found was actually my seasonal allergies disappeared. My apple trees have never bothered me again since then. when they were blooming, I used to come in from doing chores, sniffling, sneezing, just like congested. They don't bug me. I love watching them bloom, and I can enjoy their smell now too. The other one I really noticed was all of a sudden the sunflowers, the wild sunflowers, were starting to bother me at work before, and now they didn't. Like, it didn't mind bother me. I could go out and open gates and work cows through them or whatever, just fine. So that was my surprises after the colon cleanse. But yeah, just to recap, improve your gut health, decrease your sugar and your processed foods, decrease your stress, get enough quality sleep, stay hydrated, start taking a probiotic, prebiotic, take care of the good bacteria in your gut, and cleanse the gut. Anybody wanting to do a colon cleanse or start a cleanse, let me know. Mine is coming up, so you can just join in with me. And that is all I've got. I'll link everything below here, and hope you guys have a good night and get lots of good quality rest. Bye.